We've got an amazing Week 12 matchup with major playoff implications on the line, and it's a fun part of the season as every game, if you're about 500 or above 500, has huge playoff implications and whether or not you make it to the postseason. So with the New Orleans Saints flying to the Atlanta Falcons, it is going to be a major matchup, one of the biggest rivalries in the NFL. And I will say, as a Falcons fan, we're playing you guys at a good time as you guys seem to be struggling with some serious injuries. Carr's going to be playing. He's looking like he's still in the concussion protocol. Michael Thomas and Marshawn Lattimore seems like they're almost for sure out this week. It seems like Lattimore is dealing with a high ankle sprain. And then Thomas, I need to go back and double check exactly what it was.
I believe it's a knee sprain.
A knee sprain. Okay, so
yeah, I think
some sort of anatomy piece is hurting him. But in general, though, it is still the Atlanta Falcons, and we have found a way to lose every single game that we've lost this year. So it is still well within the cards for both these teams to win, even though the Saints seem to be without three of their best players. Ryan, what do you think both teams kind of just their main objectives are to come out victorious on Sunday?
So one of the things I think the Falcons need to do, they need to get back to what I think they do well, and that is just like power run game. Like run between the tackles, between the guards, feed Bijan. You drafted him 8th overall, and I feel like you guys have barely used him this year. Like we've seen glimpses of what he can do in space, but especially as of late, like he's been relatively MIA, and I know he had the head injury thing, whatever that was, and whatnot. But I don't know. I just feel like you guys haven't gotten back to that. Grady Jarrett really hurts this defense's ability to get after the passer. But especially if Jameis Winston's in, make him make a couple rush decisions. Send the linebackers. Maybe send a corner blitz every now and then. Rotate coverages and try and confuse them. I just think doing things to give yourselves opportunities to make plays. So turnovers, obviously Jameis Winston threw 30 picks in a single season. Like he will throw the ball up for grabs. I think the Falcons match up well. My biggest concern is just that they won't show up for that, show up for the moment. And then with the Saints, I feel like they've kind of been playing above where they have been all year. And now with these injuries, I think they're going to kind of be knocked down to what what everybody thought they were going to be in the beginning of the year. So,
yeah, I will say I don't know what it is with the Saints, but they're offensively on paper. It seems like it should be significantly better than what they are. I know Alvin Kamara missed some times when he's come back. It's been kind of a little jolt of lightning, I would say, to just kind of some of the dynamicness to this offense. But even then, if you just go and look back, and now they had a good game against the Colts, let's say a good complete game against the Colts. Then they had a good they played better these past couple of weeks, so to say, offensively, but kind of leading up to like that Colts game, so to say. I feel like they've just been overall inconsistent and really struggled in the red zone in particular. And I also think, too, one of the things the Falcons need to do to come out victorious this week is they need to keep exploiting the weaker offensive line that the Saints have. I think that's been one of the main reasons why the Saints offense just feels like it's just inconsistent and off all the time, is because I think that Saints offensive line is also off as well. So unfortunately, though, for the Falcons, is their defensive line, as you mentioned, without Grady Jarrett, has just not been the same. Defense as a whole has not been the same. The overall pressure has not been there. So I agree with you. Need to make Jameis Winston, if he is the one playing, or even if it is Derek Carr, put pressure in their face, make them make those rush decisions, because they'll be without Michael Thomas, most likely. So it'll just be Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed and a crew of others as well. But what the Saints have done, from what I have seen, a lot of checkdowns to Alvin Kamara. Then that's when they kind of suck those safeties up. Then that's when almost the play action check down, like fake the check down, and then that's when Rashid Shaheed gets his 75-yard touchdown pass. And so you need to watch those. Jesse Bates is going to have to play well and going to have to work his way up. Offensively, I just think, everyone wants Arthur Smith to be fired. Everyone wants to bench Desmond Ridder. Everyone wants to hand Bijan Robinson the ball more. To me, I think everybody has just been playing extremely poorly overall. I think Arthur Smith can improve. I like what they have done offensively and the overall philosophy that they're bringing. I think there just needs to be more experience that they seem to go through these growing pains as a head coach. I think Desmond Ridder needs to go through these growing pains as a quarterback. On top of that, too, I think one thing as well, I mentioned the Saints' offensive line woes. I feel the Falcons' offensive line has not been playing well at all over this past month and a half. And I think that has played also a big part into it as well, with the inexperience, I think, of this young offense.
Yeah.
Desmond Ridder's giving the ball away a bunch. He's now going to be the starter for sure. Taylor Heineke's still dealing with a hamstring injury. It just every facet of the offense just needs to play better from Arthur Smith. Play calling to Desmond Ridder, just being composed in the pocket, taking care of the ball, offensive line, giving him protection so he can go through his reads, being that just mauler of a run offensive line, where I think one game last year, they didn't even throw the ball at all in the second half. They ran every single play because that's just how dominant they were. I have not felt that same way at all. Maybe it's because defenses are putting an extra guy in the box, making it tougher, making Desmond Ridder have to beat them through the air, and he hasn't been. And so that's where everybody just needs to be improving overall. Every single game that they've lost over the past couple of months. I mean, Jacksonville, they should have lost. Lions, they should have lost. Should have beat the Commanders. Should have beat the Titans. Should have beat the Vikings. Should have beat the Cardinals. You just go through this, and it's just all these self-inflicted wounds that keep hurting them. Vikings game, had complete control of that game. Then Bijan fumbles it. Then next time they get the ball, Taylor Heineke throws a pick on the first play.
Yeah, that was going to be one thing I added, was just the Falcons, even in the Tampa game that they won, they had 3 turnovers. And it's just stupid plays. And I know maybe the fumbling out the back of the end zone rule is a little dumb, but it's still a turnover. You just have to protect the football at all times. And so that's one of the big things, is you cannot give New Orleans an opportunity, especially missing Derek Carr and Michael Thomas, a short field opportunity. You have to at least make them earn points. So
yeah. No, I agree completely, because even with Grady Jarrett coming out, I've been impressed still overall with this defense. I know it's only been 2 games, and they did allow Josh Dobbs to run all over them. But that was probably a weird, unexpected. I just don't even know how that happens. And then Kyler Murray's still Kyler Murray. But there's no way that they should have lost that game against the Cardinals. And that's what I'm frustrated, because I keep saying that. There's no way they should have lost this game.
And it's you can say that about 4 other games.
Yeah. And so maybe if I'm being optimistic and also looking forward to the future, if we do have a top 10 pick, it seems like we just need to get a guy, the quarterback guy. And to me, I don't feel like Arthur Smith's going to get fired. I feel like Arthur Blank, he really hasn't liked doing that over these past couple of years. Dan Quinn stayed longer than he probably should have. Mike Smith stayed longer than he probably should have. Jim Moore Jr. probably stayed longer than he probably should have. So it's it's not an organization that they just go through guys. So I think Arthur Smith is going to be here for a little while. And that's where, maybe not a little while, maybe
you might get next year, and
then you have the same crap. It's okay, all right, we had to do something else. But I say go for it. If we're not, let's say we lose this game, go to 4-7, and we just keep just losing games just because of our quarterback position. I say let's go for it. Let's go get Caleb Williams. Let's go give up our three first-round picks over these next couple of years, and then some. Maybe send Kyle Pitts also, or if you don't want to give up all that stuff, something similar maybe to what the Panthers and the Bears did last year, because we're not utilizing Kyle Pitts, I feel, to the fullest extent. But also, he doesn't have a quarterback to throw it to him either as well. So I'm also wanted to say that as well, talking about the future on what's going to happen, because I know we're going to win the Super Bowl this year. So I'm just talking. I'm just hypothetically talking. But let's say we don't, in some off chance, and we end up going 5-12. Screw it, man. Let's go get that quarterback. Let's go get the guy. Let's not wait for the third best guy. Let's go get Caleb Williams, who is that generational talent. Let's go risk it. Let's go try and actually win this thing, because we have the team for it. Grady Jarrett's going to come back. We're going to have one of the best defenses next year. A lot of those guys are still coming back. Maybe not Calais Campbell. Would love to still re-sign him. But offensively, though, we're going to have a lot of those guys, and maybe we can even use some of our free agency money to go get guys to help bolster up that offensive line. So I'm just frustrated of seeing just this poor play. And that's why you should have kids have little to no expectations for your football team, and then you're never disappointed. So,
thank you for listening to his TED Talk.
yes, yeah.
But so let's go ahead and get into our predictions for this game. But before we do that, if you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Tyler and I are trying to get to 2,100 subscribers before Thanksgiving, and if you could help us reach that goal, that would be very much appreciated. Tyler, I'm going to throw it over to you. Who are you going with in this matchup?
So first, I want to just say I forgot one coach, Bobby Petrino. He stayed way longer than he should have. He should have left significantly sooner than the 12 or 13 games. So I just wanted, if you're throwing that out in the comments, I did forget that coach. I've gone with Atlanta every single time so far this season. Probably will, considering the fact that I look at their schedule and like they have an awful schedule, and yet they'll probably still lose half those games. But I'm still going to go with Atlanta. I still feel on paper that they're the better team. It's just they are the reason that they lose the games. It's like not like they're getting beaten like how they got beaten by the Lions, who's just a better team, the Jaguars, who are a better team. You go look at the Commanders, and then Titans, Vikings, Cardinals. I feel the Falcons are the better team on every single one of those, and like they shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
So I think this game is no different. I think that on paper they're better. I hope they don't shoot themselves in the foot, or they shoot themselves in 1 foot, and the Saints shoot themselves in 2 feet. So I don't know, but
2 foot.
2 foot. You know, that's that Georgia education there. So
yeah,
you guys in Baton Rouge can make fun of me. So, but I'm gonna go with Atlanta here. Ryan, who do you have in this game?
I'm also gonna go with Atlanta. If Derek Carr was playing, I probably would be going the other way.
It is just Monday night. I will say we are recording this Monday.
Yeah.
Night, so
still, I just think he's had that shoulder injury all year, and then without Michael Thomas and Marshawn Lattimore as well, I think the Falcons will have enough playmakers to get the job done in this matchup. I just like the Falcons, especially at home. So it'll be a good game. This will be one definitely worth watching. So. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we're both going with the Falcons. Let's go ahead and wrap this video up here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below on who you think is going to come out ahead in this NFC South matchup. Is it going to be the New Orleans Saints? Is it going to be the Atlanta Falcons? And other than that, we will see you guys next time.